arguments from Hayes' 1998 review in discussing whether primate behaviors truly reflect mind reading or whether they can be explained through simpler learning processes. Let's get started. Now, what is theory of mind? Theory of mind is the ability to understand that individuals have beliefs, intentions, and knowledge different from our own. It's basically mental state attribution, which is being able to recognize that someone can think or know something that you don't. Why does it matter, you might ask? Studying theory of mind in primates matters because it gives us clues about how human social intelligence evolved. If primates can represent others' mental states, it suggests these abilities emerged earlier in evolution. It also shapes how we interpret primate communication and cooperation. Are they mind readers, or are they just that evidence for theory of mind in non-human primates has been overstated? She reviews 6 common behaviors that researchers claim reflect mind reading, and she challenges whether these behaviors actually require theory of mind at all. Instead, she suggests that most can be explained by simpler cognitive processes. The first behavior described by Hayes in 1998 was imitation. It was stated that it often looks intentional, but it could be learned routines. It also does not prove any understanding of goals. The second behavior described was self-recognition. It is usually tested with the mirror test. If a primate recognizes itself, it shows basic self-awareness. But Hayes pointed out that this does not equal theory of mind. Humans pass the mirror test long before they can understand false beliefs, so passing it does not show that primates understand a mental state. It also shows a very weak link to mind reading. The third behavior described by Hayes in 1998 was social relationships. It showed that bonding does not require theory of mind. Primates form complex social relationships, but it was suggested that it can be explained through reinforcement histories rather than mind reading. Behaviors like grooming, bonding, or cooperation might develop because they have been rewarded or benefited in the past. The fourth behavior described by Hayes in 1998 was deception. It's rarely tested systematically, and it shows that it could be a trial and error. It also shows that trickery does not equal theory of mind. Many examples of deception in primates come from previous stories or poorly controlled observations. Without experimental control, we can't rule out explanations like trial and error or dominant strategies as well. The fifth behavior was rule-taking. Rule-taking requires understanding another individual's perspective. However, Hayes argues that behaviors labeled as rule-taking may actually be responses to visual cues rather than genuine mental state reasoning. Primates might simply align with one another's viewpoint visually, not mentally. The last behavior was perspective-taking. Perspective-taking is one of the strongest tests for theory of mind, but evidence in primates is mixed. Primates can track what others see, but it's unclear whether they understand what others know. Many tasks fail to separate simple gaze following or learned rules from true belief reasoning. One of the strengths of Hayes' review is her clear alternate explanations. She systematically examines each behavior and shows how non-theory of mind processes could produce the same results. Her critique also helped push the field towards more rigorous experimental designs. However, with every strength comes a weakness. One of her weaknesses was her approach was very conservative. She rejected behaviors in primates that would be considered evidence of theory of mind in children. And because this review is from 1998, some of the tasks and assumptions she critiques have since been improved, giving a more balanced picture today. Additionally, more recent research uses better controlled tasks, for example, competitive food paradigms or knower versus guesser designs. These help distinguish the learned cues from genuine belief reasoning. While evidence is still mixed, primates now show some promising signs of early forms of theory of mind. Overall, the evidence presented by Hayes in 1998 for theory of mind in non-human primates remains inconclusive. Many behaviors that appear to reflect mind reading can still be explained by simpler learning processes or environmental cues. But newer studies may suggest that primates have partial or emerging components of theory of mind. It is still an active and evolving area of research. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. This was a summary of the theory of mind in primates based on Hayes' review. Please let me know if you have any questions.